Garry Marshall has kept America laughing, cracking us up for half a century, creating some of the funniest and most memorable movies and sitcoms ever produced.
CC Boom, it sounds like a stripper.
CC Boom, Bloom, Bloom.
Hit it, Toots.
That's the story of, that's the glory of love. Oh, yeah!
You never got your name. Richard Cunningham.
I am Mark from Mark. Nanu,
Shut up.
Beg your pardon?
Don't you think there'd be some spark of recognition?
We don't know.
Maybe you'll spark to this.
I was in here yesterday. You wouldn't wait on me? Oh, you work on commission, right? Yes. Big mistake. Big. Huge.
Cause you are the wind beneath my wing.
One of his television hits inspired the title of his new memoir. It is called My Happy Days in Hollywood. Garry Marshall, welcome.
I'm here.
You are here, and we all can be happy about that.
Pink.
Yeah, you guys got the pink memo.
You got the pink look.
Macho guys can wear pink.
I hope you owned all of this.
Owned what? All those clips?
Well, no, all of those television sitcoms.
Well, you do get a little, you get a piece of the pie, as they say. Not as big a piece as the studio.
But when you add them up.
We did okay. Yeah. No complaints.
But Lucille Ball.
Yeah.
Tell us what made her sort of probably the best person ever in reruns.
Well, they told me that. They said when I was being, you don't want to get too cocky in this bit. I was saying, I do sophisticated stuff now. I don't want to write Lucy anymore. And the guy told me, listen, Lucy's going to be on forever. And you have kids, you better write for Lucy. No, she was great to write for. She'd do anything, try anything. And truthfully, I wrote my last Lucy in 1965. I still get a check. It's for 7 cents, but so what?
Yeah, it's still a check.
7 cents. You
7 cents can add up.
Can't even buy a candy bar, but it's okay. She was great.
I love how you talk about your mom. You said your mom was your first director because your mom loved to laugh, and laughter to you meant love. So I'm thinking you spent your whole life, your whole career, really wanting to make us laugh.
Yes, her first.
Yeah,
she was a dance teacher, taught dancing in our building in the Bronx, New York, in the basement, and she put on recitals and shows and, told everybody what to do. And there were no babysitters, so I was no good at dancing, so she made me the drummer. I played the drums for the shows, and I just watched her, and she was great.
Does every decade have its own kind of comedy? I mean, what we see on television today is appropriate for today, but would not have played yesterday, and what was on yesterday wouldn't play today?
They say that, but I don't believe that totally. So. No, Odd Couple still plays. I just wrote them, but we get edgier and pushing the envelope. Sometimes they break the envelope, but it's still you want to keep reaching out. And there's a whole. I had 3 channels to work in my day, and
ABC,
now
CBS, NBC.
3 places. One of them here, but now there's so many channels and the internet. So there's a really. You can find more people who are making entertainment no matter where you look, and it's just some shows are good, some shows are not. It's just reality kind of changed it.
But you talk about being edgy, though, Charlie. Back in the day, on Happy Days, you said you couldn't even say the word virgin.
No,
there
was a lot of censorship. We said she was as pure as snow, but she drifted. Yeah. But which sometimes when you have censorship, you got to be a little smarter, a little clever.
You can drift away from purity, can't you?
Yeah. But it's just the censorship is different, and I think though some of it helps to make it better.
Are you still trying to create? For television?
Yes, I did movies, and I enjoy movies and theater, whatever, but I even did opera. You try everything. But the television, I created a show with my son for my sister Penny, hopefully, about my family in the Bronx and growing up. And Bronx is not a good town to have on television, so we'll probably make it Wichita, someplace.
Oh, the Bronx is changing.
Well, we had the original Happy Days in the Bronx. We moved it to Milwaukee. See, you got to move around the Midwest. But now you can do it almost any place.
You know, your family was so important to me, was important to me, was very important to you.
To me, maybe to you. You ever
I
meet
love
my
Penny
mom?
Marshall. Yeah.
Yes, she would have loved you.
No, I mean, your family was so important to you. And growing up, it almost seems like your kids were your own little focus group. They would weigh in on about Happy Days. Your son said to you about, he seems like you got your idea from Mork and Mindy from your son.
Well,
I want to see something about space aliens, he said.
Well, he wouldn't watch Happy Days.
Yes,
He said,
everybody else was watching
Their
it.
two daughters loved it, but so he said it doesn't have space people. And because 7-year-olds, you know, kids understand. I said, how could there be space? It's the 50s. And he said, could be a dream. Kids know when the screen goes, it's a dream. They know that at 2.
Where do you put Pretty Woman in terms of the things that you like the most that you've done?
I love that movie.
Well, it surprised all of us and then did very, very well. And we didn't quite know it when we started, but we didn't know what it was about when we started, but we figured it out. And Julie was just special. And Richard joined us. I remember Richard saying, you know, you don't need me. She's great. She's going to pop. And I said, yeah, but we need you. He said, you just need a suit. He wanted me to get a suit, and that'll be his part. But he was great, and he helped it tremendously.
And you didn't know the ending? You didn't know what the ending was going to be?
It's a little scary. It's good to be scared in this business because it makes you think a lot. If you're, you know, complacent, you don't do anything. But we didn't have an ending, and I kept thinking, what could it be?
Wow.
Till we finally had a fairy tale ending. And I remember reshooting. I said, Julia, tell this story about a girl in the tower. What it's got to do with anything. Just tell it. It'll be great for the end. And she did it. We did. It's one. That's not my finest shot, by the way, where she tells the fairy tales. Yeah. But it helped us with the ending.
It worked for me.
Well, good.
Me too.
It worked for a lot of people. Yeah. It broke out in Europe.
Did you like Pretty Woman too, Charlie?
I did.
I love that
My
movie.
mother loved it too. I remember she watched it more than once. Oh. Thank you.
It's so nice to see you again.
Pleasure.
So nice to talk
see
to you,
Garry.
My Happy Days in Hollywood is available today in bookstores and online.
Sometimes Washington seems like one big comedy. It really does. Garry Marshall, you could have fun with that.